This is an addendum to DRM5 to just add a few things that I mentioned there, as well as add a few things at the second floor for your consideration in your thought process. Here though, this was that particular plan, whichever one that was. This one had the little stub wall here. If you were to put a doorway in here, a regular doorway like what is down here and here with casing, and I have it pushed out where there's actually a margin behind it here. Then you pick up this extra wall space here, and this baseboard isn't right, but you pick up this extra wall space here, so those cabinets could become wider, more perhaps in scale with the ones over here. And I didn't redesign this. Here, if you're going to use wine storage here, it'd be diagonal probably. And then if you're going to add the casing to that door, you're going to add it to this one too, I assume. But when you add it to this one, that means this opening becomes only 32 inches wide here. It does provide this here, then your switches for the kitchen would go on this wall here. And then of course I had these high, this one high and this one where it was. This just brings them both down to the same level, which is the level of the rest of the ones in the house. And this is what that looks like with that casing on the left-hand door and the dining room door, and then adding it to the one that goes to the hallway. And they are both the same height at that point, matching this one here. So that one's a much more uniform with the rest of what's happening in the house. And it does give you this opportunity for it, because you still have plenty of room through here. So it gives you that opportunity for this to come out here and not have that wall there. I definitely prefer this as to having that wall, I think. This is just those skylights would go upstream. And then at the second floor, this is just something I roughed out for the moment, because this was, I hadn't heard, I didn't talk to you about whether or not these skylights were going to be staying where they are. And this was building the bath around those skylights. And when you do that, well, it means you're going to be dividing these spaces like this. And I show it with a shower down here, and this is a big drop-in tub here. I don't think you want something that big. I'm not sure, but I don't think you want something that big. And again, there's the decision about the door. Notice there's no linen storage in here. I haven't worked with anything over here. This was just a question about these skylights, and if they were going to stay, how it's going to impact things down here. So we have shower tub, where we have a much larger shower, and when I push this wall out further to get, because if this shower isn't big enough, it's about the same size as this space, which means if this space would have to be enlarged, and to me it has to be enlarged symmetrical with the skylights. And I have brought it all the way out there, which gives you 6'7" inside the shower, plus the 18-inch bench if that's what you want. I don't even know if that's where you're going. But I brought it out that far as a starting point in the event that we, down the road, played with moving this wall back like this and doing our closeting all back here. But I did not develop that. This was just a question about those skylights again, and we may as well finalize some of what you're looking for in terms of a tub. And I'm assuming this shower begins to approach the size of shower you're looking for. But with regard to moving the shower up there, I think I said in the earlier film, these showers require a 2-inch drain, which the outside diameter of that's like 2 3/8, and the biggest hole you can make in a 2x8, which is what you have in there, is 2.4, which means I suppose it could pass code, because it's just because you're only allowed to, well, that's it. But the other part of that is that those holes have to be 2 inches from the bottom of the joist and 2 inches from the top. And that's what these grids represent, and this is that shower drain sloped on that 1/4 inch per 12 slope. And you can see that it begins to get into the code violation area after only a couple joist spaces. Yeah, this is the shower shown with a bench here and presumably some sort of tub. And I don't know anything about these windows right now either, but we're just trying to diagram some of this stuff with regard to the plumbing fixtures. So I am skeptical as to whether or not we're going to be able to locate a shower drain this far north, which means we might have to rethink this whole thing, and the whole shower comes down here and occupies a much larger space, and perhaps the toilet's turned up this way and all the shower is down here. But let me know about, the size of this tub that you're thinking, and whether this size shower, a regular alcove's 5 foot, so this is in 3/7 pretty wide inside, so that's pretty comfortable. But this was just quick early things to let you know. And as I mentioned yesterday when I was out, I think the upshot of all of this is that I'm not positive that we need to have this completely finalized, this second floor finalized, in order to finalize the first floor and put together construction drawings for that. And then perhaps we can wait until some of that ceiling is dropped so we know exactly what's happening with the plumbing and what our possibilities are in terms of that second floor. So that is it for now.